Hello, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Travel Marketing Media. My name is Sandra McLemore, and today we are doing all things Pinterest. I'm super excited for today because I know that you are here because you're like, everything that I'm doing right now to get new leads is not working, or I get them through word of mouth, but it's not consistent. So we are going to dive right in. We'll be started in literally a minute into the good stuff. But before we get started, I want to know two things. Well, firstly, before we do that even, I want to let you know that if you're watching on our website, if you hover over the video right now, you'll see YouTube pop up. If you want to be able to comment, interact, engage, see what other people are typing, you're going to want to click on YouTube. The reason for that is because that's going to allow you to have a comment section. If you don't want to see the comments, you don't want to be involved in the comments, and you just want to watch, maybe take notes, drink a cup of coffee, then just stay exactly where you are. If you do flip over to YouTube, though, it's not going to give you a delay. It's going to pick you up exactly where we are now. It won't even make you go back to the beginning. So that's the first thing. The second thing, of course, is the more interactive this is, the better it is for you. You can ask questions, you can comment, you can say whatever you want to say to get it out and to get it clear in your head. Because my job today, by the end of today's session, is I want to make sure that you have everything that you need to know in your head about whether or not Pinterest is a good choice for your travel business or not. It's an amazing choice for my business. It's an amazing choice for the travel businesses that we work with, but you're here because you're not sure yet, and that's okay. You can't just jump onto whatever the latest trend is or whatever people are talking about and just hope that it works out for you. P.S. Pinterest is not a trend. It actually works, but you have to know that for yourself. So we're going to go through everything. Also, a couple of things is every now and then I will pop up some questions or some comments on the screen. So for example, Sherry says, hello from Austin. My business is Tattered Luggage Travel. So happy to have you here. If I don't put up your comment, it's not because I don't want to put up your comment. It's because we literally get so many in here that I try my best to see them through. Hi, Miss Alicia. Really nice to see you. I hope you and hubby are doing well. So we've got everybody in here. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment as well, because I go back through the comments and respond to people. So make sure that you comment even if you're watching the replay. So a couple of things I want to find out right before we get started. Is this your very first time doing training with us? If so, do hashtag first time in the comments and let me know, because we are always excited when we have first timers here. But if you're back because you've been with us forever, let us know how long you have been with us. Is it a year? Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 8 years? Eight's the biggest number that you can have because that's how long we've been here. I am a world-renowned travel marketer. I speak at the biggest stages in the world for travel events, from Bali to Budapest, San Diego to Spain. I am heading out to Africa in a few weeks' time. And honestly, I have been raised in this industry. I started in this industry when I was 18 years old. Back in 1998, you can do the math. I was born in a year that makes it easy to do that. And that means that I've been in the travel industry now for a minute. And I started as a travel advisor just like you. It was a different era, of course, but now fast forward, I've worked with over 42,000 travel advisors. I think we probably need to change that number soon. I think we're hitting up to 46, 47,000 travel advisors. So always happy to have you here if it is your first time. We have people in here who have been, Kayla's been around for 5+ years now. Melissa and Luann have been around for 6+ years. Who else have we got here? Bianca's been around for 3 to 4 years. There are people who have been here since day one. I love this one here from Cynthia. She says, met you when your son was in your belly, and he literally starts elementary school in September. So yeah, We've had some of you around for the longest minute, and it just warms my heart that you're here. And sometimes you'll wander away, focus on something else and come back, but know that every single one of you is always welcome here. So we're going to dive straight in. Let me share my screen with you. I'm going to take myself off camera now. I think that's a little bit easier. I might pop back on a little bit later on. But basically, what we are going to do today is we are going to figure out if Pinterest is right for you, if you need to be doing Pinterest for your travel business, and then also how you're going to find the time and what you could possibly let go of that would free up some time for Pinterest. Well, one thing I want to mention, this is super important, and I don't think a lot of people realized this the other day when you signed up, is if you want to attend session 2 and session 3, they're buildable. They're not a repeat of this session. So before I forget, let me tell you, and if you want to go do that now, that's totally fine. Head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/events. Or if you're sitting at your desk and you just want to write a post-it note saying register for 2 and 3, do that. I'll remind you at the end as well so you won't forget, but you do have to sign up separately for sessions 2 and 3. And all 3 sessions are different. All 3 sessions build on top of each other. So that's really important to know as well. So travelmarketingandmedia.com/events is the way to do that. Alrighty. So I think we can just jump straight in. Yep, we can just jump straight in. And let's start off just doing a quick recap of the marketing funnel. Now, we, for 2025 and 2026, are going to focus more on a marketing hourglass, but I just wanted to do a basic quick funnel for you. Most of you who have been with me for a minute will know about this because this is something that we have been teaching for the longest time, and it's something that I use in my business to make sure that I'm profitable. And I have been profitable since month number 1. You can too. You've just got to build out a funnel that actually works. So imagine all of these tan-colored arrows up here were your best client that you've ever had. This is the client that can make really quick decisions. This is the client that knows what they want. This is the client that doesn't get too involved or stuck in your business. This is the client that is wanting to buy the type of travel that you want to sell. That's this client right here. So have you had that client in your travel business? Let me know in the chat if you've had that client. What was their first name? Maybe let me know their first name. Was it Regina? Was it Marcus? What was the name of that person that you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, if all my clients were just like this person, I would be happy. And if you've done this exercise again, can you do it again? Because what I find is that, especially those of you who have been with me for 2 years or more, your business might have changed. Your business acumen and your marketing knowledge has definitely changed. You have grown as an individual, and hopefully so has your business as well. So it's always a good idea to check back, because actually someone recently said to me on a marketing masterclass in Paris, said to me, you know what? I was always saying that Glenda was my ideal client, and it's actually shifted a little bit. Monica is now my ideal client because I realized that Monica and Glenda are a little bit different. And my response back was, that's incredible. If you know the difference between Glenda and Monica and you want more Monicas and less Glendas. And they said, no, 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 no. I'm good with Glenda. It's just that Monica was a different kind of client. So I'm going to chase more clients like Monica. So it's really important that you know who that is in your business. If you haven't yet had your ideal client, that's okay. Think of somebody that you know that you haven't booked yet. It could be an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. It could be someone that you just see on TV. It could be a book character. Think about that kind of person. On that same marketing masterclass in Paris, we were doing this exercise and somebody said to me, it's Christian Bale. And I thought, I know that name. I've seen that name. Who is that person? Y'all, it's 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like, I don't know it that well. What's the deal with Christian Bale? And she said he knows exactly what he wants. And then her cheeks went a little red. And I was like, that's what you do though. You figure out who it is that your ideal client is. And you say to yourself, this is the kind of person that I want to attract more of. So if we pop back down again and have a look at this, it basically says, if you want all of those kinds of people, Christians, Monica's, Glendas, whoever they are, then go ahead and put them into, go ahead and make them your ideal client. Because at the top of funnel in this level here, any kind of activity that you do is all about turning strangers into email subscribers. That is literally your only goal. In the top of your marketing funnel, you're not trying to get more followers. You're not trying to get more likes. You're not trying to get more comments. You're literally trying to get email subscribers. And if you want to take a step back from that, I could say you're trying to get visitors to your website. That is the number one goal. Get visitors to your website and then turn those website visitors into email subscribers. In the middle of your funnel, all of the things that you do in here are all about building trust and starting a relationship and letting your audience get to know you and you get to know them. Okay. It might be a minute before they buy something from you. It might be a minute before they interact with you. In fact, those of you who have been with me for a minute, can you let me know in the chat, how long was it from when you first showed up to one of my trainings, saw me on stage, saw me at a conference, on television, wherever you first saw me or heard me, how long was it before you actually purchased something? You purchased a course, a training, some coaching. How long was that? And I'll tell you what, without looking down at the chat, I already know that for some people, it's going to be right away. And why was that? Not because I'm a good salesperson. It's not that at all. It's because when I showed up in that person's life, I happened to have exactly what they needed. And most importantly, I was able to explain myself in a way that they resonated with. I was able to show them, I have this solution for your problem. You have a flat tire, I have a patch kit. You have a dirty car, I have a car wash. Like, I was able just to show up with whatever they needed. You know that feeling when you're in the kitchen and you're like, I need, and the bottom of the pan is just getting hotter and hotter and you've got to move quickly before it burns. Whatever you need in that moment, if it's a little bit more water, if it's to turn the pan down, if it's to turn the heat off, whatever you need in that moment, it's like somebody giving that to you immediately. It's an immediate sense of relief. So for some people, they would have purchased something from us, invested in something from us right on day one. For other people, it could have been a minute before they actually did something. It could have been a minute before they did anything at all. Yana, I think this is Yana from Great Latitude Travels, just said it was about 2 years. That's totally agreed. I love this. Jenny says, agreed. In the last 5 years of working with you, my ideal client went from Sarah to Amanda. Both great people, but I know you're chasing more Amandas. So that makes total sense. Now, what I want to point out though, is in the middle of funnel, you're just building a relationship. You're literally not trying to sell anything other than the thought of someone not wanting to book their own travel, but wanting to do it with you. Okay. I said something the other day on a private coaching call. I was on a private call with a group of travel advisors, amazing humans. And it was a follow-up coaching call to the marketing masterclass we did in Paris. So they got pre-recorded videos before we went. They had 12 hours of in-person coaching on board, masterclasses and coaching. And then when they get home, April, May, June, they get 3 months of 3 different sessions, one each month, and then they're in pods. And so we were in our first call for April the other day. And oh my gosh, while I was explaining that, I forgot what I was going to say. I was talking about, oh, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Okay. Anyway, back to the funnel. So the middle of funnel is about just building that trust in that moment. It's about them getting to know you and thinking, oh my gosh, I could never book my travel without them. Oh, now I remember what it is. I said to the audience, and I saw them all go like this. I said to them, if you have clients that you have booked in the past, I promise you that right now, one or more of your clients is currently ready to book their next trip, has already picked a destination, has already bought flights, and you just don't know about it yet. It is a guarantee that one or more of your clients right now has a trip planned, and maybe they haven't started doing anything. Maybe they've just started, but you don't know about it yet. So I was encouraging my clients the other day to pick up the phone. Like, how often do you pick up the phone? And I know that you guys get super busy, but if you're looking for new bookings, this is the lowest hanging fruit. Pick up the phone and call and be like, hey, haven't spoken to you in a minute. Where are you headed to next? Or where do you want to be headed to next? What do you have in your brain? Where do you know on your calendar you're planning a vacation? Because I don't think my entire life I've never not had my next vacation at least in my head. There is no chance that you could call me and I'll be like, I don't know. I absolutely know. I know we're headed to Africa in 2 or 3 weeks. I know 3 weeks, I think. I don't really know. I know we're headed to Africa. I know we're going to hit up 4 countries. I know we're going to be gone for more than a month. I know that we're going to go to Australia later this year. I know that we have things on. I know we want to go to Korea at the beginning of next year. I know we're headed off to Saudi in a couple of months. I just know what we have coming up. But you're expecting that your clients are going to reach out to you. What if you just picked up the phone and was like, hey, it's Sandra here. We haven't spoken since you got back from Jamaica, since you got off your Virgin Voyages cruise. So I just wanted to share that little bit of tidbit with you just there. I'm really curious. Let me know in the chat, is this something that you are yet to do, or is this something you feel like you need to get on? Because I promise you, it is not possible. As long as you booked more than 5 clients or 3 clients, I promise you that every single client already knows where they want to go to next. They might not have dates, but they already know. So then the bottom of the funnel that I'm showing you right here, this is all about actually making a sale. This is about converting them. This could be done with as simple as your phone call, right? This could be done as simple as your phone call saying, hey, it's Sandra. We haven't spoken since you got back from Jamaica, since you got back from your river cruise, since you got back from whatever. It's been a hot minute. How are you, my friend? It can feel natural. It can feel like a service and not a sale. So I think that that's really important for you. Write yourself a note if you know that you need to do that. So how do you turn strangers into website visitors or into people who are trying to figure out exactly, like, people who have never heard of you before that now know about you? How do you do that? These here, my friends, and if you want to take a screenshot or a photograph, these here are my top 5 ways that you turn strangers, someone who's never heard of you or your brand, into actual clients. Okay. The first one is ads. This is not for the weak. This one here you would only do if you know that your content is spot on and it costs money, right? Ads are really, really good because you can target exactly who you want to reach. You could do ads on social media. You could do ads on Google. You could do ads on other platforms. You can absolutely pay to put an ad in front of your ideal client, in front of Amanda, so that people like Amanda will hear from you. Reels don't cost anything, but they're really hard if you know how to do it. And it's really hit and miss about going viral. And I'm talking about, you would need to get hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people to engage in your reel before it starts to get traction. And then you're not really sure whether or not they're your ideal client or not, because it just got shown to random people. For me, that's a hit and miss. I've never had a reel go viral. I've had one post in my entire life go viral, and I've never had a reel go viral. The next one is search engines. This is my jam, y'all. This is my favorite. because Pinterest is in here. Pinterest is not a social media platform. It's not where people go to chit chat and socialize and engage with each other. Oh my gosh, I just had the coolest thought. Listen to this. If if Pinterest, no, a social media platform would be like a room full of people chatting, drinking, talking, watching each other, learning from each other, just engaging with each other, right? You can imagine a room full of people. Imagine your living room with 20 people. That to me is what a social media platform would look like. They're all just engaging with each other. Pinterest is more like a silent shop or a silent art gallery that everybody is in there because they're looking for something specific, but they're not talking to each other. It's silent. Have you ever thought about it that way? I think it's the best way. It literally just popped into my head. Social media is a warm, loud, bubbly room. Lots of people chatting, lots of people looking, people sharing things, people commenting on things, people liking things. But Pinterest is a quiet store where you actually need something and you're in the store that you need and they're showing you all of the options and you're there because you want to be inspired. You either want to make something, do something, buy something, and you're there because all of the options are there, but it's silent. It's just you in the store. You don't have to talk to people. You don't have to read the comments. I'm so tired of the comments right now, especially in this country. I can't even subscribe to social media. It's one of the reasons why I dropped off social media. If you want to learn more about that, we have a podcast episode about how we stopped social media back in April of, I want to say 24 because I keep saying last year, but I actually think it's 23 right now. Actually, someone from my team Flora, can you check when we stopped social media for travel marketing and media? We stopped doing social media for this business. I think it was April of 23. It could be 24. But that would be the equivalent there of Pinterest being a quiet space where nobody talks, nobody engages. Do you know what Pinterest told me that I absolutely love? They said Pinterest is the last positive place on the internet. For that reason alone, I was completely sold. So then you have search engines, like I said, Pinterest. GMB stands for Google My Business. Google any kind of search engine. Live events. This, if you're a public speaker or you're comfortable getting up in front of a room full of people, this is the most awesome place to be able to get a bunch of clients. Again, someone in my coaching call the other day was basically saying that they were going to a 60 plus community, a 55 plus community, and they were doing a presentation there. It was the second time that they've done it. And the first time they got a massive turnout. The second time now they're focused on building an email list of getting people's contact information, and they're going to be talking about a specific region or a destination, and it looks like they got their foot in the door to go continuously talk to these people. My parents live in one of these communities and they're always buying trips from these 55 plus travel events that they go to because they're bored. So the travel event gives them a solution to their boredom. They have things to do. So live events are good. And then partnerships. Say, for example, you partnered with a local restaurant or a store or an organization or a law firm or whatever it is that you partner with an organization that's going to help you to get your eyes on more clients. So today, for example, we're talking just about this one here about Pinterest, because I really want you to see why I love it. The fact that it's free, it's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about how Pinterest works. Take a screenshot or a photograph of this. A screenshot or a photograph of this right here, okay? So what's really important here is that you understand the process of how this works. So the first thing is that you're going to choose a URL. A URL is just the name, the what you paste out of the address bar at the top. So it's the website address. Now it shouldn't be .com. So it shouldn't be like travelmarketingandmedia.com as in your home page. It should be a very specific page on your website or somewhere that gives people some content. So for example, let me just show you this. Let me make myself a little smaller. So it could be a blog. So directly to your blog, not to your homepage, not to your blog page, but directly to a very specific blog. It could be to a podcast episode. It could be to a niche page on your website. We have a website client right now that we're building out 6 niche pages on her website. She has the most breathtaking website that she built herself in Website in a Weekend. It's stunning. And now we're building out 6 pages. We're building out a page for Upper Danube, Lower Danube, Mekong, the Seine, and Christmas markets, and the Rhine. And so each of those 6 pages is going to have galleries, experiences. It'll list out all the destinations. It'll have an FAQ. It'll have an opt-in form for people to join her email list. It'll be really solid on there, right? I've already written up the copy yesterday for the first 2 of those, and our design team is working on laying them out today. That would be a really good URL. So say, for example, her business name was sandratravel.com. The URL might be Upper Danube, sandratravel.com/Mekong, sandratravel.com/Christmas markets, for example. That's the URL. So here on this screen, what I'm saying to you is the first thing you'll want to do is to pick out a URL. It can go to a blog, a podcast episode, a video, if you do YouTube, whatever it is that you feel like if more people saw more of what's on this page, this would help. Okay. I send my pins to 2 places mostly, and I'm going to start trying a 3rd one. The first place that I send my pins is to my blogs, my articles on my website. Hands down, I spent so much time writing them, and I think that they're no fluff, really good quality content. A lot of you have been reading my blog this week. Our numbers shot through the roof because we emailed out some links, and we can see that our numbers are like up 500% on our blogs. The second place that I send them is directly to podcast episodes. Yeah. And then the third place that we can start sending them to is to replays of training. Right. So for the next 10 days, I could send people to this replay of this training. So that's what you'll have first. The very first thing, you'll have a URL, a website address. If you have 10 or 20, that's even better. You just go through your website and start pulling the links to all of the blogs that you've written, or perhaps you have a page on, like Melissa, for example, I know you do romance travel. You might have a page on anniversaries, and you might do have a niche page on anniversaries and talking about why celebrating your anniversary with travel is a good idea. But in addition to that, you could have embedded 3 or 4 blogs. We did that this week. And you know what? Let me share my screen with you. I'm going to go to my website. I love doing this. If you're training with us for the first time, know that I don't go off on a tangent, but I pause to show you something. And I think that this is what makes my training so special, because you get to see it in real life. So this is, for example, our Pinterest page on our website that talks about Pinterest. Look what we did here. We embedded 6 blogs right here. This is why our blog readership has shot up in the last week, because we sent an email out to you telling you about Pinterest, and we put a link to this page, and then we put the blogs on here so people can come to this page and start clicking automatically. And it's got a lot of information about why Pinterest is good for you. It's got a short video there, but most importantly, it's got the blogs on there, right? So we have that in a bunch of different places, but you could do this on your website. So go ahead and write down that note. If you have a page about Christmas markets, go ahead and embed the blogs that are relevant to Christmas markets on that page. Now, while I'm here, you know what I want to do? I want to go ahead and show you my Pinterest account. And then Flora, can I ask you to do this? Can you go ahead and put the link to Travel Marketing and Media Biz, put the link to our Pinterest. Actually, I can do it. I'm right here. Let me pop out and put that in the chat. There we go. So I put that in the chat if we can, and I've just pinned it there. So you can go ahead. If you're not following us on Pinterest, please do that. This is our Pinterest account. And the first thing that you'll notice, I have hardly any followers right here, just right here, 319 followers. And I literally do not care. For the last month, we have done nothing on Pinterest. We've actually done nothing on Pinterest for the last 5 months or 6 months. On purpose, because we like to watch our traffic go up, go down, go up, go down, for the purpose of being able to get screenshots to prove to you that our traffic is mediocre. Doing nothing on Pinterest for the last 6 months still is getting 9.3 thousand monthly views on Pinterest. People are seeing my content 9.3 thousand times every single month. Why? Because all of the pins from the past, all of these pins, are still working for me. Now, this week, we started pinning again. We actually started pinning again yesterday, which is super cool. So all of these top rows of pins here, we're pinning 10 times a day, or 8 times maybe a day right now. And so I think yesterday we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins, I think. or 8. We did 8 pins yesterday, and I can see the first 3 here today. Now, it'll take a little while for those to marinate and for people to start seeing them. So the numbers here all say 0 right now, but they'll all start popping up. What's going to be amazing is that this number of monthly views is going to shoot up to 15, 20, 30,000 people every month seeing our content. Now, what's interesting, like I said, is we only have 320 followers after a couple of years. We don't care how many followers we have. For the longest time, we were getting 15,000 views per month with 0 followers. So you don't have to have followers on Pinterest to do well. So a URL, let's say, for example, somebody clicks on this one here, how Pinterest wins on longevity and leads. Right here, now this is a little challenging for me because it's my account, so it doesn't show here like it would show on yours. On yours, where it says see more stats, it would actually say click to visit. And when you click on this particular pin, it's going to have in here the pin description right here. And then you'll see visit site. You would be able to click straight through to the URL on my site. It's much cleaner on yours because I'm logged in. If I logged out, it would be a little bit easier. And straight away, people are here on this 2-minute read that went up 10 hours ago and already has a pin out to it. When I tell you this is a good coaching article, it's good. You can see here it's already good. So if you're not already following us on Pinterest, I put the link in there for you to do that. So back to this slide here, you need to pick a URL so that you can send people to do it. So I sent people to a particular blog right there. It can be, like I said, a blog, a podcast episode, a video, or a niche page to your website. Then what you need to do is you need to create a graphic in Canva. So you saw that I had a graphic there. It had a picture of a passport in front of some artwork on the wall. Everything is there, really easy for you to be able to just put a picture, a couple of words, and export it as a PNG or a JPEG. That is what you pin on Pinterest. That's what you post on Pinterest. Other than that, all you really need is a title and a short description. That's all I had. Because when people see that pop up on Pinterest, they're going to be able to click on it and then go straight across to your website. So starts with a URL. Then you create a graphic in Pinterest, in Canva. Then you post that graphic to Pinterest, you pin it. We use an auto scheduler so that it automatically does it because we do not have time to sit around all day and be pinning or scheduling. What we do takes us just literally a couple of minutes. We write a short description and a title for the graphic, okay? A short description and a title, and then we link that particular pin to the URL that we chose. So it's super simple. That is literally how Pinterest works. So why does Pinterest work? Pinterest works because you are creating professional content that establishes your authority and your expertise. You saw on mine just there that I had professional content all in my brand colors, all leading to expert help, or leading to information that is trustworthy, information that is correct, information that fixes problems for people, that answers questions for people. Pinterest is not a social media platform. I am so over social media. So over it. I don't even have Instagram on my phone. I don't have Facebook on my phone. I literally put them on only when I'm traveling so that I can be monitoring. But other than that, I don't even have them on my phone. The only platform that I have on my phone now, I'm obsessed with 2 platforms, the Yucca app, so I can see what's healthy and what's not, and Pinterest. And when I feel myself wanting to scroll or be stimulated, I just open Pinterest. Because Pinterest is truly the last positive place on the internet, right? So Pinterest, like I said, it's not a social media platform. It's a silent room where people are looking for things that they need. It's a search engine, just like Google, which means you drive hot traffic to your website. People are going to your website because of what you pinned. Pinterest is not about likes or comments. It's that silent room where people are just looking. Those are vanity metrics, comments and likes, because they actually don't mean anything. If you woke up tomorrow morning and you had 500 comments on a post, you'd be like, oh my gosh, and you'd feel like that post was so successful. But it's not successful unless you get traffic to your website, and that traffic converts into email subscribers, and those email subscribers convert into paid bookings. And here's the big thing. If you only leave remembering one thing today, make it this. Pinterest wants people to leave your Pinterest feed, to leave your pin and go to your content. Instagram does not want that. Facebook does not want that. YouTube does not want that. TikTok does not want that. LinkedIn does not want that. They want you to stay on their platform. They want you to stay there. It's like a casino. Nobody wants you to leave the casino, right? House always wins, even if you get a little win here and there. Pinterest want people, users, to leave their platform and click on your website because why? You're thinking that makes no sense. How does Pinterest win? Pinterest wins when people go in, they search for something, they find exactly what they want, they click, they buy it, sign up for it, because they'll remember every time I've gone to find what I'm looking for, I always find it on Pinterest. It's the reason I keep going back to Pinterest. Next week's masterclass, you have to come to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the table. I'm going to trade out shoes. I'm going to show you how people search for things in Pinterest. I'm going to show you behind the scenes, like the clever stuff. I'm going to show you about boards. I'm going to show you what Pinterest do behind the scenes, the muscle memory it has. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, Pinterest does that? It's mind-blowing. Make sure you sign up for next week, because next week I'm going to show you how people search for travel and other things. I'm going to show you what it's going to feel like for your audience to do it. And then we're going to do a social experiment together. Okay. So those are the reasons why Pinterest absolutely works, because Pinterest want people, they want travelers to click off of Pinterest onto your website. Pinterest know they'll come back. They know they will. Okay. So just to summarize, Pinterest is a platform that allows users to discover, find, save, and share visual content. There's not a lot of sharing going on. People either click right through and consume your content right away, or they might save it for later on. Okay. I save a lot of things, but unlike saves in Instagram and Facebook, which I never go back to, I think I have like 9,000 things saved in my Instagram. I never go back into the menu to that saved section. Pinterest, I do, because they're all organized into boards, but I'll show you that next week. It's really, really cool. Okay. Pinterest, like we said, not a social media platform. It is a search engine. Travel is in one of the top 5 things that people search for on Pinterest. So remember, this is a pin right here. A pin is this whole graphic right here. Let me make it bigger for you so that you can see it on your screen. This is the graphic over here. This part we call the graphic. So it's the image here of Budapest, and then the title, 12 differences between ocean and river cruising. So this bit, watch my cursor where I'm drawing the rectangle. This is the actual graphic here. Over here, that would be your URL. That is clickable. The title of the pin, it's the same as this one over here. And then a small description. And on somebody else's, if you're looking at someone else's pin, there's going to be a giant button there that says click to visit. There'll be a button down the bottom here that says click to visit. This is me looking at my own account, so it's not on here, but it'll say click to visit, right? So it's got the graphic, your website, your pin title, and your pin description. Now, here's something you might not know. The content in your title right here, the graphic file name. So don't just call it image 1. You have to name it before you upload it, because the title, the image file name and the description are all searchable, right? So if somebody searches the difference between ocean and river cruising in Pinterest, because they can type out like a whole search term like that, it's not like Instagram where you just have to type a keyword, then Pinterest will read that here, here, and down here. Okay. Super, super, super different. So here is an example of what you can do when you have one blog or one article, and you can have 10 or 15 different Canva graphics that you create, all going to the same one. So I would recommend that. We will post a graphic, a pin like this. We will do 50 of these that go to the same blog. 50. And we schedule them out throughout the year. We spread them out. So yesterday, Rachel in our team scheduled 1,000 pins to 7 different blogs. 1,000 pins to 7 different blogs. And there was a mix and match of all of these. I think there were 20. We did 21 versions yesterday of the same one. So this blog or this article here is called 4 Islands in Australia That Will Take Your Breath Away. Yesterday, we created 21 different versions of this. We have templates. Don't even worry about that. You don't even have to come up with these. All we did is we just changed out the image, and we changed out the image on them, and we left the titles exactly as they are. We might have changed. No, we changed the titles and we changed the image. We exported all 21 of them, and then we scheduled 1,000 pins to 7 different blogs. Okay. Super cool that you don't have to do just one each. If you're an all access pass member, I don't know if you know this, but look here where my arrow is. where my cursor is, you actually have 6 graphics inside of every single destination article, inside of every destination bundle. So in the destination bundle, you even have 1 to 2 articles. You could then, if you've got 6 graphics, you could change out the image and you could make 18, change the image 3 times, and you could send it to 1 article. Then you could do the same and send it to another article. You have everything that you need already in there. So, do people really search for travel on Pinterest? Yes. People absolutely search for travel, okay? It's a popular platform for travel enthusiasts. People want to learn about destinations, activities, accommodation, and more. People, you would assume that people just go there for packing tips and outfits. No, people actually go there for travel. Next week, I'm going to show you how quick Pinterest is to put a ton of exactly what you're looking for in front of your eyes. It takes about 60 seconds. So next week, I'm going to show you, I'm going to search for something that I've never searched for before. I'm going to get one of you to give me an idea. And then you're going to see how quickly Pinterest now shows me that stuff in my emails and on my feed. It is mind blowing because that could be your pins that they're showing people. So yes, people have boards like bucket list destinations, travel hacks, dream vacations, summer vacations, vacation with kids. People have all different kinds of boards where they categorize all the pins. It's like having a pin board with all different types of content on there. So let me prove it to you. Here, somebody, if I went into Pinterest actually, and I typed in difference between ocean and river cruising, right? That's what I typed in. And these are all of the pins that I got up. So two of these are ads. Can you see that? This one here, promoted by Viator. This one here, promoted by Marriott. They're both ads. Everything else is something that a business has posted. You'll notice that the first 2 things that come up are these 2 right here. And they're the same. 2 different travel advisors posted exactly the same, and that's okay. They have different colors, different images. Somebody's going to click on whichever one catches their eye first. This one here is also the same, but they just changed the words and changed the image right here. Okay, so straight away typing in difference between ocean and river cruising, that's something that a traveler would type. This is what comes up. Now, when I then click, hold on one second. When I then see, these 2 here are travel advisors in our community. This one here also, European River Cruise Guide. They went ahead just here and used a different kind of markup, a different kind of image, but these 3 are all people in the travel marketing and media community that showed up on the first page, 2 of them at the top, one of them right below an ad, essentially top. And they all showed up. It actually works because none of these people have a ton of followers. I guarantee it. Let me prove it to you. The first travel advisor, 0 followers, but she gets 450 people looking at her pins every single month. That's just her first month of starting out. Isn't that crazy? The second travel advisor only has 10 followers. Look right here. 10 followers. That's it. She's getting 4,000 monthly views. Now, just because you start pinning doesn't mean it's going to work. There is a secret sauce to doing it. There are literally step-by-step things that you should and should not do. But the good thing is, it's not like crazy to figure out. I'll just tell you what they are over the next 2 weeks. This is our account. So at the time of making this screenshot, this is a screenshot directly from my account, 252 followers is exactly what I had. Verified right here. 54,000 views in 90 days. I can't wrap my head around 54,000 people or 54,000 views on my pins. Like, what does that even look like? Is that a stadium? I don't know how many people sit inside a stadium. Is that a small concert? Like, all of those people viewed my pins. That's insane to me. That's absolutely insane. So 54,000 people in 90 days viewed my pins. 570 saved them. Think about your kid's school or your street or your neighborhood. 570 people. That's a lot of people. 804 clicks through to the website. Y'all, that's actually more what I'm concerned about. Now, if this number was super high and this number was 0, clicks through to the website was 0, it would tell me that it's not engaging enough, right? So right here, 804 clicks through to our website. How would you feel? Let me ask you, can you answer me in the chat? How would you feel if all of a sudden in a 90-day period, 90 days from now, you had 804 clicks to your website. That's like 804 people standing in your living room, just waiting to learn more about you. They literally went onto Pinterest to do whatever they did. Maybe they were looking for a quick meal to cook tonight. Maybe they were looking for a vacation outfit. Maybe they were searching for a vacation, but they found you. They liked your pin and they clicked on it because they intentionally wanted. It's as intentional as ordering an Uber to go from point A to point B. They clicked on your pin knowing they were leaving Pinterest. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and they found themselves on your website. How would that feel? That's a massive win. It's literally the same as like 804 people standing in your living room. And I didn't spend any money on ads, any money. How do you get these results? You have to be consistent. You have to post the right things. There's a recipe, there's a formula to how to generate a pin to look like a certain kind of way. Only certain kind of pins will make it work, will work that way. Okay, but don't worry, because you're going to learn this kind of stuff in the next few weeks. So all of my numbers are here. I got super obsessed by looking at these numbers and just really measuring and analyzing them every day when I was doing Pinterest. So how is the audience on Pinterest different to Facebook and Instagram? They're more intentional. They're future focused. So an example of future focus, we'll look at this. If I posted a picture from my trip, then that's kind of like past focus, right? It's saying, look at my vacation pics, the vacation I went on. If I post a picture today of me here in Los Angeles, that's like, look at me on a staycation in Los Angeles. That's present focus. Future focus, but what I mean by that is that's people saying, I'm ready for vacation. I want to be inspired. I'm willing to click off of Pinterest. I came here knowing that that's how this works, okay? Like I said before, Pinterest is the last positive place on the internet, and that matters. 6 in 10 adults are more likely to remember brands they encounter when they feel more positive. Trust brands that they see in a positive space. Purchase a brand when they see it in a positive space. How many of you are so fed up with all of the political mess? I'm not talking about what side you're on. I'm just talking about the mess, the stock market mess, the price of living mess, the political mess, the propaganda mess. No matter what side you're on, there is nonsense everywhere. And every time I go onto Instagram, a platform that I used to love, it's just mess. I'm so tired of it. Well, if I feel that way, and I'm guessing maybe some of you feel that way, then I'm not surprised that there's a bunch of people over on Pinterest literally blocking that out of their lives. Okay. Not sure your audience is there. Oh, my friend, but they are. Look at these stats. And these numbers are only growing, right? 478 million people around the world come to Pinterest each month. What you'll want to know is how many are in the US? 96 million. 37% growth year on year of active users. 80% of users in the US are moms. 1 in 2 are US millennials. Millennials are the fastest growing demographic, the largest demographic, and the demographic that spend the most on travel experiences. Okay. 57% are US high household income of 100,000 plus, right? All of the people you are looking for are on Pinterest. Okay. On Pinterest, they go there to discover. That's why 97% of searches are unbranded. They go there to decide. 10 times higher brand searches on off platform compared to others. And they go there to actually do something. 61% of people say that they spent more than expected as a result of shopping on Pinterest. That's me. Okay. So I'm going to pause here. We're going to pick up next week because next week I want to talk to you about understanding how Pinterest users search for what they want to buy. The reason we're going to do that is because I want to make sure that you know exactly how people use Pinterest. Okay, you know how people use Pinterest so that you can set yourself up for success. So what I want to do now is I want to take questions and then we're going to go. I want to take questions. So if you can do hashtag question and then write your question, I can see it a little bit easier. Go ahead and do hashtag question. While you're waiting, I would love for you to share with me your best moment from today. What's the thing today that you heard or that you learned that made you be like, oh, okay. Maybe it was seeing proof of travel advisors who have no following and realizing like, okay, I literally do not ever need to have followers on Pinterest. Maybe it was seeing that being super successful on Pinterest, only have 319 followers. You don't need to have hundreds or thousands or whatever. And that I actually had great success when I only had 10 followers. Maybe it was the fact that one blog article doesn't mean one pin, that you could pin you could create hundreds of graphics to go to one blog article, meaning that it keeps giving a year, 2 years after, especially if your blog is evergreen and it's still accurate and correct. So go ahead and let me know in the chat. I'm going to put a couple up on the screen. And I want some questions as well. Hi, Kayla. Kayla's aha moment was the idea that one blog could generate dozens of pins, repurposing content. Here I come, your best moment. I love this. I love this because there's not a lot that you can do with a post on Facebook or Instagram after you've used it other than just repost it. But I literally have blogs that are bringing me traffic 3 years after I first posted them. So I haven't so just stop what you're doing for a second and take this in. Blogs that I published 3 years ago, and I put pins on Pinterest going to those blogs, and I haven't repinned them in 3 years, are still today driving me traffic. How do we know that? Remember, I told you I haven't done any pinning for the last 6 months until yesterday, and I still have 9.3 thousand monthly views. What are they viewing? They're viewing content from 2 or 3 years ago. Instagram and Facebook don't do that. Are people looking at your posts on Facebook from 3 years ago? No, ma'am. Are people looking at your Instagram posts from 3 years ago? No, sir. They're not. So what Kayla has just said hits the nail on the head. Okay, so let's have a look. I do have a question here. Hold on one second. I had a question. Miss Alicia says, tips on steps to claim the website and IG. Honestly, to claim your website, go into ChatGPT, Alicia, and type in, how do I claim my website on Pinterest? And follow the instructions. It is so easy. Okay. And then when you say on IG, ma'am, what do you mean by that? Let me know. Okay. Hi, Miss Gail. Gail says that you've told me to move to Pinterest and I'm ready to listen. I know, like, sometimes I get frustrated because I'm telling you guys this stuff. I've been telling you about Pinterest for 2 years now, and a lot of you haven't made the move. It's not a trend. And I have to remind myself, people will do it when they're ready. Just keep reminding them, Sandra, they will do it when they're ready. Like anything in life, whether people believe in God, whether people are ready to start exercising, whether they're ready to take dyes out of their food, whether they're ready to, whatever it is, you can have friends tell it to you all the time. And until they're ready, they won't do it. So I'm very curious, who is ready after they know a little bit more? Who is so far curious, Pinterest curious, or ready to make the move? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so quick question from Linda. What is the All Access Pass? What is an All Access Pass holder? All Access Pass is only open twice a year. It opens again in July, and it's basically a content library. I'll get my team, Flora or Blessing, can you please put the link in the chat? And you'll be able to see it. It's travelmarketingandmedia.com/all access. You can read all about it. You're on our email list now because otherwise you wouldn't be here. So you will get an email in July when it opens up. It just means that you don't have to create blogs. There's literally like 350 blogs in there, and you can just put them straight on your website, but only put up the ones that align with what you're trying to sell. So if you know you're selling river cruises, only put up the river cruise destinations or the river cruise blogs. Okay. Plenty in there to get you started so that you can not have to stress about creating content. Okay. I want to go back up and answer any Canadian stats. Unfortunately, Pinterest hasn't put out any Canadian stats that I've seen, but if I come across them, I'll write a blog about it and I'll email it out to everybody. Okay. Lizelle Travel, Melissa or Luann, one of them, I think it'll be Melissa, says Pinterest is the last positive place on the internet. No wonder it makes me happy to scroll there. I mean, I can't watch the news at night right now. I haven't since November. I watch local news to see what's happening in my neighborhood. I'm just reading snippets of news in the morning. I'm tired of Instagram because even something that is not political is made to be political. And listen, I'm a political person. Politics is just about what goes on in our lives, but it's too negative and it's too much and it breaks my spirit and it causes my mental health to go to a place I don't want to be. So I've had to take measures. I've had to remove Instagram from my phone. I've had to remove it from Facebook from my phone. Of course, I use them for work, not for travel marketing and media, but for my television brand. So I go on them, but it's really measured. Pinterest, I need no guardrails on Pinterest. I know when I open my phone that nothing is going to upset me in Pinterest. Okay, question. Okay, best moment. Okay, best moment here. The idea that so many people could be driven to my website perpetually. Love that word. Okay. Gigi Max says, this is a great reminder because I used to love Pinterest, but it got to be too much trouble. I need to go back. Email us and tell us what about it became too much trouble, and I'll answer that in next week's session. Okay, someone asked a question here. Did you change from a personal account to a business account? Holy moly, it is the single most important thing that you do. I want to save this for next week, but I'm just going to quickly show you. Is that okay? Can I quickly show you? Because I don't want you to mess up your Pinterest this week. Let me just show my screen real fast. It's going to take 10 seconds to show you what I want, because this is super important. And I think almost everybody is probably making this mistake. Okay, let me go back onto Pinterest. Okay, all right, you're looking at my Pinterest now. Let me go back up onto my Pinterest account. Okay, so this is my Pinterest account. Remember, I'm logged in as me, so it doesn't say like visit site like it will on yours, but these are all my pins right here. Now, over here in the top right, look up here. Over here in the top right, if you click on it, I actually have 3 Pinterest accounts. This one here is Authentic Escapes. It's my new show that has just been produced. We're about to go to Africa to film season 2. Yes, you'll get to see it. Some of you got a sneak peek in Paris of 1 episode. We might sneak peek another episode to you coming soon. But this is for a TV show. So that's a completely separate account. This one here is my personal. Okay, put everything down that you're doing and just look at me. Look at me and pay attention to me. Well, don't look at you. You can't see me, but you can see the screen. It is critical. You will mess up your Pinterest algorithm, accounts, and muscle memory if you do this incorrectly. It's like going to the gym and lifting weights the wrong way. You will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself on Pinterest. You will damage your potential if you don't listen to this. If I am searching for spring dresses, V-neck spring dresses, I cannot do that in either of these business accounts, because then Pinterest is going to assume that that is part of my business strategy. Okay, they are watching my Pinterest behavior and learning from it. I have to click into my personal. I always have it open at personal as a default. So you are about to learn a whole lot about me that you didn't know, nothing embarrassing, I hope. This is my feed in Pinterest. It's set to all. Okay, I have a home design company. A lot of you don't know that about me. It's beautiful. You basically buy an entire room, from the furniture to the artwork to the rug. If you ever want to make over a room, email us, because we literally add everything to a cart. You know how much it costs when you look at it on the website. It's so cool. But anyway, so I have client designs on here, client ideas. This is a kind of design style that we do. We've been doing this for a while now. It's a hobby, and it's a hobby that ended up becoming financially fruitful. Small balcony decor, because we used to live in a townhouse. And so I'm really obsessed with this. And also a lot of my clients have townhouses. And I have a few condo clients. I'm working on a townhouse client right now. So I have a lot of small balcony decor. Dream home, this is for me. These are a lot of just the things that I like. This is my style. You would not be surprised if you've seen any of my house in other training videos that this is literally what my house looks like, because it's my color. It's my jam. Neutrals, dark and light. I love neutrals, so no surprise that I've saved color palettes here. Outdoor gardens. We are having a full vegetable garden put in soon. So I don't think this is the veggie garden. I think this is just outdoor garden area. We have a small side yard, so things there. Anything marketing. All modern is a store, and so I started pinning things from there. Closet design. Everything in here from closet design. I've got such clever ideas in here, like this hook here for caps that's in our closet right now. So office, honestly, who would not want to work in one of these spaces? They feel like fancy hotels to me. So this tells you a lot. Nude nails. I went to get my nails done the other day, which I almost never do. And I literally opened it up and I showed the nail technician and I said, I want something like these. And so I was able to get my nude nails, which is exactly what I have right now. Food, this is just going to make you hungry. So this is my personal, these are all the boards where I save things. Oh my gosh, that risotto looks so good. So they will continuously, these are not my pins, these are pins that that Pinterest think that I would want to see. Now, what's really interesting is I don't eat red meat, right? So I'll never click on something like this. They'll stop showing me things with red meat. They will figure out. And so can you see here that almost all of this is vegetarian or white meat or seafood? That's because I only eat white meat, seafood, and veggies. I don't eat red meat. And so you will find very little red meat in here. And if it is, they'll start to figure out even more so, and they'll start showing me less and less and less. Okay. So these are all of on my vegetable garden plans. I'll keep you updated, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're going to become fully self-sufficient in my yard. Anyway, back to the feed over here. What Pinterest do is they create a feed of only what you want to see. This is a hairstyle I have right now. No surprise that it's there. I'm researching things for Africa. No surprise that that's there. We just did our HOA plans for our new home. That's there. I've been looking more at salads and bowls lately. That's there. So all of these things, like people who, Melissa knows me very well. Gail, you know me pretty well. If you know me, looking at this should look like me. This should scream Sandra, from the fashion choices to the hair choices, the neutral colors, places I've been on vacation, places I like to travel to, problem versus solution kind of stuff. This is all me. There is nothing on here that is not of interest to me. Okay. And that's because Pinterest has created this. Oh my gosh, look at these travel shorts. That's so clever. Pinterest has created this based on my behavior. So back to my point before, only look for business related things in your business account. For everything else, stay on your personal. And if you're not sure because you're new to Pinterest, just stay, for the love of God, just stay in your personal. Do not work in your business account until you've learned more. Okay, so what else? Best moment. Okay. Bianca said her best moment, she had no idea that she had to save the picture file the same as my subject line to optimize the search. It doesn't have to be the same as your subject line, but it should be relevant, right? It should have keywords. So it could be shorter, but it should, so difference, ocean, river, cruise. It could just be that. It doesn't have to be 15 differences between the ocean and river cruise. But yeah, Bianca, it's searchable. Girl, that's why you're here. That's why I'm your marketing and business coach, because I tell you things like this. Okay. Joyful journeys. Well, you're obviously suited to Pinterest, joyful journeys. As an agency owner wanting to drive business for the entire agency, would I do anything on Pinterest differently from an individual advisor? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you next week. Exactly what I'm going to be teaching you. So make sure you sign up for next week. Jenny said, best moment I have on made 2 pins, but revisiting this is inspiring me because I'm less scared to get back to it. Absolutely. You shouldn't be scared of Pinterest at all. Family Fun Journeys Travel Agency says, question, if I update a blog but the URL stays the same, will Pinterest lead to the update, or does it cache the old version and show it to new users? It'll send users to the URL that is attached to that pin. But you can go in and edit a pin. So say, for example, you had a pin that was 15 lodges to stay in Tanzania, but then you decided to remove one of the lodges and it became 14. You can change the title. You can change the URL because it would change from 15 to 14. And I'm not sure if you can change the graphic. You could also archive it and repin it, but it would definitely lead you. If you update the blog, it's not the words in the blog or the images, the pin still works. It'll continue taking people to that URL. If you delete a blog, you need to go back and archive those pins. Okay. So all good. Question from Vibes and Voyages. For the niche pages you mentioned, are they selling specific trips on those pages or talking about different things they sell? It depends. I have clients who are doing niche pages because they have groups. So they'll have a group page, but they'll also have a niche page on that region. Most people have niche pages because that's what they want to sell. So you have to have it. You can't just have a river cruise page. If you're selling all river cruises, you need to have pages on each of the rivers so that you can talk more about it and go into detail. And also so that Google and other search engines recognize this page is all about the Mekong, right? Okay. Tara says, I'm ready. Alicia says, Pinterest gave me claim options for Instagram and website. PS ready. Very good. Bernie003 says, yes, I'm ready. Is that you, Bernie Sanders? I don't think so. Everybody on here is saying ready. Bianca says, question, I started using Pinterest in January because of your guidance. People are definitely viewing my website, but I'm having a hard time converting them into email subscribers. So Bianca, what you need to do, and we can talk about this more next week, is you need to go back into your stats, like how I showed you my screen. I shared my screen and it said it was like 54,000 views, but 800 clicks. you need to see if you're getting clicks versus views. Are you getting any clicks at all, or is it only views? Because that'll tell you where what you're doing is broken. It'll tell you which link in the chain. Christine says, I want to try this. I need to boost my niche. Absolutely. Raylan says, right about the happy place. I got lost in a good scroll-a-thon yesterday. Gorgeous wall decor for the win. Absolutely. Okay, great. Okay, your screen is not moving. Oh, I might not have been sharing my screen. I'm sorry. Oh, I wasn't sharing the whole time. Okay, don't worry about it because that's what we're doing next week. That's what we're focused on next week. But just hear what I said. Get out of your business account and stay in your personal account for the next week. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay. And then last two questions I will put up in best moments. Should we avoid following other boards altogether under our business account? Yeah, stop doing anything on your business account until I coach you a little bit more. Okay. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Don't just play in your personal account. And then what else? Joyful Journey, should we create a business account? No, don't create a business account right now. Wait till you've done the 3 training sessions. I know you have to wait 2 more weeks, but honestly, I promise you. Okay. There is a way to tell Pinterest to hide boards and not personalize content based on a board. There is a way to tell Pinterest to hide boards and not personalize content based on a board. Yes, but what I want you to do is to have very separate accounts for business and personal. It's absolutely critical. When I first started Pinterest by myself and I had no guidance and no coaching and I was just doing it myself because I felt like I could, I was not getting any clicks through to my website. And it's because my business and my personal were not separated. And I was doing personal stuff in my business. And I had a meeting with Pinterest. Y'all, I have a direct line to Pinterest. I have a meeting with Pinterest. And Pinterest said to me, stop doing that. Have personal, have business. Only stay logged into personal for everything you're doing because it's too hard to remember to log out. And you will intentionally switch to business when you need to do something for business. In fact, I went over there to show you guys something and I already switched back out of my business. It's almost like I'm scared to leave the water running. I'm scared to leave the AC on while I'm on vacation. I'm too scared to be in my business account. So I make sure that I get out of my business account immediately. Okay, we are done for the day, my friends. Okay, we are done. Oh, link for the next 2 webinars. Yes, let me put it up on the screen. It is so easy. You can always find all of our events here. travelmarketingandmedia.com/events. That's it. travelmarketingandmedia.com/events. Go register right now for next week and the week after. Yes, one of them is Good Friday. So I think we brought it forward to a Thursday. If we didn't, we'll triple check it, but we're not doing one on Good Friday. We would do it on the Thursday. So it should be Friday, unless it's a holiday and we made it on the Thursday, but my team will check that for you. Okay? A quick question. Sandra, please answer this. Do not hang up. Can we sign up for Pinterest course? No, right now. I just want to give you free training right now. Yes. On the 3rd Pinterest course, we are going to allow, the 2nd Pinterest next week, our Pinterest course will be open for those who want to take it. But you should not skip the next 2 sessions. If you don't want to sign up for the Pinterest course, come because I'm teaching you things that you can implement yourself. Look how much you've learned today. I just don't want to talk about the course right now. All I want to do is just to give you some good free coaching. Same as next week, good free coaching. Same as the last week, good free coaching. If you choose to do our Pinterest course afterwards, you can. And I will tell you now, but I'm not going to tell you about it. We actually have a brand new Pinterest service coming up where we will just take over your Pinterest and we'll post for the whole year for you. We'll create the graphics and pin them 5 times a day for an entire year. You don't have to do anything. Literally nothing. We will completely 100% white glove manage your Pinterest. And that is good for 20 travel advisors only. So we'll talk about that later on. But I just want you to sign up for the free coaching and come for the free stuff. Okay. Have a great rest of day. I am going out in my spring clothes to 89-degree weather today in Los Angeles, 0 humidity, and I'm going to enjoy some outside time. I will see you all next week. Bye for now.